The stock market just hit 50,000. President Trump came out and said that by the end of his term, he predicts the Dow could hit 100,000. These people, these Democrats, in particular that congressman, they have no clue what they're talking about. President Trump made a bunch of money in his private life. He understands interest rates. He's gotten interest rates down. We have a new Fed chair coming in. The momentum is in our direction.
That's right. America's back. Stick around.
Freedom Talk, we're coming on the air. Coffee's hot, flags flying everywhere. Bible on the dash, truth in our walk. Turn it up loud, this is Freedom Talk.
Yes, welcome back to Freedom Talk. I'm your Freedom Talker, Steve, and be sure to leave a share, like, and subscribe to this brand new channel. We're like in week 3 or 4 right now, and we're getting off to a good start, and I can't do it without you. I need your help. If you find something that you'd like to comment on, please leave a comment down in the comment section. Let's get into this. Yes, the Dow hit 50,000 for the first time last week. That was awesome. America's heading to a great, great recovery. And if I heard that last gentleman correct, he said Trump won't stop. You know, he said it could hit 100,000. Dow could hit 100,000 at the end of Trump's term. Wow, how big is that? Talk about good things for America. So let's see what else we have to say over here. And Trump put these out there just to, if Trump puts it out on his website, it must be important. So I want to listen to it and share that with you.
The president happens to believe, and I agree, that we need to lower interest rates. I think we need to take a look at this quantitative easing that's going on. By the way, I'm very happy with the president working with Fannie Mae and Fannie Mac and buying back those bonds to bring interest rates down and affect and impact the cost of housing right now. So there's lots of great things out there the president is doing to impact the true problems, and that would be the cost of housing. Thanks to 4 years of Joe Biden's inflation, it led to a 50% increase in housing costs.
That's right. Joe Biden really did a number on us. He got in office and coming out of COVID, of course, but he had no idea on how to manage money, how to run a country, and him and his administration literally doubled the cost of housing. How many out there was renting a house and all of a sudden their rent went up 10%, 25%? 50%. Now I was renting a house and pretty much at like around $1,000 a month, and that same house is going for, I think it was about $1,700 right now, and that's from what I last understand, but pretty crazy. Some mortgage rates too. They went from 1,200 up to, you're knocking on the door like around 3,000 for like maybe a $500,000 home, and that's just crazy. But Trump's doing something to get us back in shape, and God bless him for that. And this is the next thing he posted over here
Since
on
Wednesday,
his social.
Monetary policy has gotten easier. Why? Because the president went out and announced, Fannie and Freddie, I want you to go buy $200 billion worth of mortgage bonds. That's unprecedented. That's monetary policy getting easier since Wednesday.
Yes, and so Fannie and Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, he's working with them to buy back some of their mortgage securities. I'm not going to pretend that like I'm an expert on the housing market or anything like that, but what I do understand is Trump is, and what he's doing right now. I put my vote behind Trump, so I want to support him, because he knows what he's doing. I have my votes behind him, and I know that he's going to bring that market down, and that's going to be good for all Americans to see that market go down and just be able to afford a house. Because right now, as it is, you purchase a home like at 400, like let's just give an example, like 400,000, 450,000, and the interest rates alone, you're paying about like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like around 7 or 8 after a 30-year mortgage on that. And that's quite a bit. So, but he's working on getting that down, and God bless him for doing that. We'll see what comes out of that, but I expect great things because Trump's in charge. Trump has got on Kudlow, and he had a little interview with him, and he was talking about Jerome Powell and how he's leaving office and he has a new guy in place. So let's hear what he has to say.
I think we're going to do something that's really spectacular. We should be at 15%. If I'll tell you, if our new head of the Fed, who I think is going to be great, and he's a really high quality person, but if he does the job that he's capable, we can grow at 15%. I think more than that.
Wow. GDP 15%? How amazing is that? We used to think that 3 or 4 or 5% was like great, and that president's doing awesome. 1%, then you got a lousy president, But 15%, if Trump can do that, how awesome would America be doing? We'll just have, it'll be, oh, wow. I can't even imagine that, but, it'll be awesome to witness and be in the middle of that. Yeah, so Trump, Treasury, Jerome Powell, he is, his term is up in 2026, in May of 2026. And Trump has announced that he's bringing in Kevin Warsh. It says on this little cut right here, it says markets are mixed as investors digest the nomination of Kevin Warsh as he's the next Federal Reserve chair. But anyways, going back to electing Trump, I'm saying if Trump nominated him, he must have some good reasons for it. And so we'll just see what happens with that. Also, last week, we had some good news. We had the voter, what was this? This was the SAVE Act. The SAVE Act has passed the House, 221, 198. And it looks like we had, we had 5 Democrats came aboard. So little bipartisan there, and they came aboard. Of course, it's with the SAVE Act. The great thing with that passing is Americans want that. The SAVE Act is where you have to show proof of citizenship or before you can vote, and that is driver's license, birth certificate, passport, whatever you got legal ID to prove that you're a citizen, then you can vote. And that's great. We need that in our country. 71% of Democrats support this, and I think it's 95% Republicans. So most of us want that. And so it's going to be real hard on an election year where the majority of the country wants something to vote against. So I see this passing the Senate pretty easily. Then also, too, what has happened in this last week, which kind of leaves my head scratching, is the U.S. House votes 219 to 211 to terminate. Yes, I said that correctly. Terminate Trump's tariffs on Canada. Canada's been very unfair to us in the past. They've been put 4% tariff on dairy products, coming from Wisconsin up to Canada, and several of their tariffs were just out of line. They're not fair towards Americans and towards our products. They also last week they were bringing in I think it was cars from China to be built in their country. So there's something going on with that too, but not good. One Democrat did vote, but did have a nay vote on that, and that probably was Fetterman. Fetterman's been pretty good. He's been kind of a straight shooter when it comes to the Democrat parties. I wish more Democrats were like that. Just vote with common sense and with what's right. I don't care what everyone says. From what I see, tariffs are working. They're working for our president. They're keeping our countries safe. The bargaining leverage that we have is that we have the biggest economy in the world. We're a consumer, and we have funds. Americans like to buy stuff, like to have stuff. And with a market like that, the world wants us to buy their products. And when we can buy their products, and then we can have tariff revenue coming in, that'd be so much great for Americans. If we continue to have tariff money coming in, it could actually eliminate income tax. How great would that be if we can actually not pay income tax, because everything that we make from foreign goods coming in that supports our country. And I think we'll just flourish on that. We're already seeing some benefits from it. We'll see probably some rebates that are coming back this year. I heard something about like a $2,000 stimulus, and that is due because of tariff money. You wouldn't get that without it. I trust our president. I voted for him, and the people that he has selected to put in charge, he has my full support until something tells me otherwise. From what I see, he's doing an excellent job, and he has my full support with that. So I want to leave you with this one probably really wise young man. I would just say he's a young man because he talks a lot smarter than a lot of us, and I just listen to what he has to say about tariffs, and I'll leave it with that. And thank you for your like, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Freedom Talk. And if you do have a comment, leave it in the podcast. Even if it's like something about sound or something, I need your feedback because your opinion matters. And we'll make this channel great and something for you to be proud to be a part of. You have a great, blessed day, and we'll see you next time here on Freedom Talk.
Liberals are freaking out about tariffs. I'm just a kid, and I even know that tariffs can be very good for an economy. Did you know that Andrew Jackson, the only president to pay down the national debt, did it using zero income tax and having only tariffs? Liberals would rather tax citizens on their income and possessions than tariff international organizations. Tariffs, yes. Taxes, no.
Turn it up loud. This is Freedom Talk.